Congratulations, you're engaged. So you must be wondering what you should do to plan your wedding and where do you start? There's so many choices, there's so much information online. Do you sort out your guest list and then figure out your budget and then book a wedding venue according to all of that? Or do you search for a venue first and then sort out your budget and work out your guest list? Well, don't worry, we have you covered. Here are the 5 priorities you should focus on when planning your wedding. So number 1 is you need to figure out your budget. You need to know what you can and cannot afford, and this will dictate everything else. Number 2, find your style. Do you want to get married on a beach? Do you want a garden wedding, a backyard wedding? Do you want a black tie event, or do you want to get married overseas? Or do you want to style your own wedding? You need to find your style because that will help you find your venue. Number 3 is set your guest list. You need to think about how many guests that you'd like to invite because that would dictate the type of venue that you can book. There's no point in looking at venues until you sort out your guest list, because if you need to invite 120 people and the venue that you have your eye on can only book 80, then that is a waste of time. So sit down with your partner, write out all the guest names and their potential plus ones. And also, if your parents or in-laws are helping pay for the wedding, they might want to invite 20 extras. So set your guest list, and we have tips on how to cut your guest list as well. So if you'd like to go there will be a link at the bottom. So number 4, you can now look for your venue. But before you book, make sure it's the right one and make sure you read our 30 questions to ask venues, because once you sign their contract and you put down the deposit, there is no going back. Last but not least is setting your wedding date. The reason why we put this one last is because you need to be flexible with your wedding date when looking for a venue. Venues book up really, really fast, and chances are you'll fall in love with the venue and that date won't be available. So it's really important to be really flexible with your wedding date. So that's it. Those are the 5 priorities that you should focus on when you start planning your wedding. And when you're ready to get into the nitty-gritty, we have a 12-month wedding planning checklist to help you plan your wedding with ease.